Got it. No problem. Yeah. Yeah. Now, first question, general questions on banking and functions of bank in angle of banking sectors. I think this has been discussed by me largely. Those who have attended the class, please raise your hand. One who can answer this question. That is, what is banking? Simple question. What is banking? Then what are the functions of bank from various angles? Who can please raise your hand? Those who want to answer, please raise your hand. You must take it as an interview. Supposing this question is asked to you, what are you going to do? Either you are going to answer or you are going to say, I don't know. At least tell me, I don't know. If you are not raising hand, it is an indication you do not know. Yeah. Mr. Venkat, can you tell me what is banking? What are the different aspects of banking you know?
Yes, sir.
Please tell.
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir. So, banking is a financial services provided by banks. It provides like various financial services like accepting the deposits from customer and also providing loans. And it also provide other services like investment services, retirement plans, and also like insurance services also, sir.
And also mutual fund
Mutual funds, yes, sir. Investment
and
services, yes.
wealth management advisory services.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Okay.
Good. You answered well. Out of 10, I can give you 7 marks. Not bad. You did
Yeah.
well.
Okay, okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Good. Now, next question is, what are the different types of banks that are there? Other than Venkat, somebody else can answer. Somebody else. Venkat, put down your hand. Others, please raise your hand. What are the different types of banks that are there? Come on.
So types means the private bank type and government this type of bank.
No, no. That is
Oh,
one way. See, banks
So there
can
are
be,
like
Small.
commercial banks, cooperative banks, investment banks,
yeah, commercial
retail
banks,
banks.
cooperative banks, then small finance bank, payment banks.
And RRB, sir.
RRB.
Region
Oh, very good. I forgot about that. Regional rural banks also. Good. Who told RRB?
Venkat, sir.
Venkat. Venkat, please tell me in RRB, what is the capital structure of central government, state government? Please tell me.
No, sir. No idea, sir.
So
Anybody?
central government has 50%, state
Ah,
government has 15%, and rest is with the parent bank, about
super.
35%.
Who told this? Vidisha. Vidushi. Very good.
Vidushi.
Very good. Vidushi. Very good. What is the
The
meaning of Vidushi?
35% sponsor bank.
Yeah. Vidushi, what is the meaning?
So Vidushi means a learned girl.
Acha, good. Learned
Yes,
girl.
sir.
Very nice. Very happy. You are a learned girl.
Thank you, sir.
What have you studied post graduation?
So masters in physics.
Oh, good. Excellent. Vidushi.
Yes.
So this is different types of banks we can tell like this. Of course, there are other types of banks like say um, shadow bank, narrow bank, then say universal bank, like that. So many banks,
Neo
depending
bank.
on their retail bank, like that it is there. But this is a better answer, namely commercial banks, then cooperative banks, small finance banks, payment banks, and then RRBs. Then investment bank. Sometimes when you say investment bank, they will ask you what are the investment banks in India.
SIDBI also.
SIDBI, then SIDBI is an investment bank. Tell me what are the other investment banks?
Sir, we have JP Morgan, Standard Chartered.
No, no, that is in America.
That is in America.
That is
Okay.
America. That is a foreign bank. What is
National
the definition of a
Infrastructure
foreign?
Investment.
What is the definition of a foreign bank? A bank whose registered office is situated outside our country is known as foreign bank. Whereas our bank is situated in India, working outside, they are known as overseas branches. Understand?
Yes, sir.
Overseas branches.
Yes, sir. Yes,
So
sir.
Sir, please repeat once again.
now I asked, what are the investment banks in India?
They provide like a
Sir,
various services like a
Sir,
mergers,
investment banks are those banks who like they are
Sir, IDBI
investing
Bank
in a
also.
key priority sector, sir.
Sir, IDBI, Industrial Development Bank of India.
No, but that has become a commercial bank now.
Okay.
Examples of investment banks would be Commonwealth Bank. There would be JP Morgan and all. I'm
No,
not
but
aware
that
of.
no, that is what our Google is telling. That is why you are all telling. Whereas I was asking more of investment banks started in India, National Housing Bank, SIDBI, Securities Exchange Board of India. Sorry. Small Industries Development Bank of India. Then Exim Bank of India.
Export
These
Import
are
Bank of India.
Export Import Bank of India. These are top 8 investment banks. This is all wrong. All this is wrong. Investment
So
banking.
there is National Infrastructure Investment Bank,
Correct.
NIIF.
NAB. There is one known as NAB FID. So these
So
are known
NAFID.
as investment banks. So you please search in Google, but unfortunately, Google is misdirecting us sometimes. They are answering with the entire globe as in mind. But we have to speak from the angle of our country. I think this question answer is there in our guidely itself somewhere in the early part of the book. Please just go through that. You will get it. Good. Next one is that what are the different types of accounts in banks? What are the different types of accounts in banks? Who can answer this?
Account,
Savings
the
account, current
savings
account.
account,
current
I can
account,
current
answer.
savings
account,
account.
I can
Savings
answer.
account, current
Nostro,
account?
Vostro. So Nostro account,
Basically, two types
Vostro
of
account.
account: demand accounts and time and liability accounts. Demand accounts are CASA, that is current account and saving account, and time liabilities are FD and RD, that is fixed deposit and recurring deposits.
Correct. Only these two. Don't bring Nostro, Vostro, and all. Nostro, Vostro are in respect of foreign bank accounts with us, our accounts with foreign banks. That is only in respect of foreign exchange, not for normal banking. Okay. Please don't tell that. It is sufficient you say bank deposit accounts are classified as demand deposit and time deposit. Demand deposits are savings bank and current account. Time deposits are fixed deposit and recurring deposit. Apart from this, in banks, they do have an account known as what is that demat account, which is used for purchase and sale of shares. Understand?
yes, sir.
So, like that, you can tell.
Yes, sir.
This is deposit accounts. But in respect of loan accounts, banks give loan for various purposes. For example, if we go to federalbank.co.in, we will know what are the various other. In fact, banks they do have other accounts like say public provident fund and all. I am not sure whether it is there with our Federal Bank.
Sir,
See,
for NRI also separate account, sir.
NRI, you can tell about NRO account, NRE account, then FCNR account, foreign currency non-resident deposit account. So here they are telling accounts, and are you seeing on the screen? Federal
Yes, sir.
Bank, are you seeing? Yeah.
Yes.
They are telling about savings
Yes,
accounts.
visible.
Then they are telling about deposit accounts. Then loans, they are telling personal loans, gold loans, gold loans, then car loans, housing loans, property loans, education loan, then digital personal loans. What do you mean by digital personal loan? A loan for which application is made through online, through mobile banking itself. You apply for a loan and it is sanctioned. Then personal loans, fintech. I think they have arrangement with some fintech company. So through them, they give personal loans. Then other loans, loan against sovereign gold bond. Then fintech partnership, they are opening savings account with fintech. Then digital lending, digital personal loans, then personal loans, fintech. I don't know what is the difference between. Acha, acha. The first one is digital personal loan applied to Federal Bank directly. Second one is loan applied through fintech. So this much detail they won't ask. Then banks are also issuing credit cards, debit cards, and all. Then tokenization of cards and all that. Then insurance also they are doing. Then wealth management. Then they also have national pension system, sovereign gold bond account, demat account. So these are the priority banking means they give some special privileges in the um, say airport and all that. That is what they say. Good. Now next question: how to open an account? Minister of India is willing to open a bank account. How do you process it? What is this? I don't know what is this. Minister of India willing to open a bank account. How do you process it?
So
I
I
don't know
think the
why.
process will be same for every citizen of India, even if it's a minister. Everybody has to go through the same process to open a bank account. A
Yeah.
minister might get some privileges though, like some extra preference or something like that. But except for that, the process should be same.
What is the process? How to
The
open a bank
process
account?
process would be to choose what type of bank account we are looking to open, then select any bank that we are comfortable with, and then we have to go there and apply for a bank account, opening a bank account, and the KYC process will happen. After that, there will be certain types of verifications like biometric verification and all. They will verify our documents whether we are actually legal and certain laws and regulations are there. Post which there will be an initial amount which will be required to deposit it, which will be required to be deposited for opening the bank account, and then the account will be activated within 24 to 48 hours.
No, how do you know this much? Are you working in a bank?
No, sir, but I am currently actually pursuing my MBA in finance, and I have a subject which is banking. So from there, I get some knowledge of it.
Very good. Now, actually, what he told is right. That is, first we have to fulfill KYC formalities. All these details are given in the guidely book. There, it would have been told that you have to produce one of the 6 documents. Those 6 documents are: number one, say Aadhaar card, PAN card, driving license, then passport, or next one is that Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Card. Some boys used to tell that Magrega card. What is that card called? Magnerega. What is that called?
The
MG
Sir,
Manarega card.
it will provide
Manarega.
100 days guarantee employment. It will
Yeah,
provide
yeah.
100 days guarantee
Manarega
employment
card.
in the USA.
Manarega card. Yeah, yeah. That word only I was not getting. Manarega card. That G is silent, it seems. Manarega card. And then last one is that voters ID.
Voter ID.
Voters ID, that is also taken as a verification. And apart from that, they also insist on address proof. If Aadhaar card is there, there is no problem. Driving license is there, no problem. Address, that will be address proof. Then passport also has address, but unfortunately, PAN card doesn't have address. Then next point is what yeah, otherwise they will say you please produce some telephone bill, latest telephone bill, or you produce some agreement you have entered with the landlord. Then they will ask you for ration card. I don't think they take it. So these are the things they will ask for ration. Address, but the best proof for address is Aadhaar card. Finished. One Aadhaar card will take care of both address and identity proof because it has photograph. It also has address. Okay. So that will do. So these formalities to be complied with by us, then only they will open account, and this process is known as KYC. Here in this KYC, accounts are classified as say low risk, medium risk, high risk. Low risk are accounts of people like us, that is those who are working or studying, or old people like me. These are all low risk. Once in 10 years, we have to give identification, that is verification. KYC re-verification has to be done. Then in the case of medium accounts, where there are transactions of huge amount and all, that is medium accounts, in which case that is 8 years once. And in the case of political parties account, or in the case of limited company accounts, and where there are huge transactions, it is highly risky. And here, every 2 years, the verification has to be done. KYC verification has to be done once in 2 years. This is what they say about KYC. Next question. How to open account? What if person does not have address proof? Yeah, here, how to open an account, as we already discussed, by giving Aadhaar card or driving license, etc. If a person doesn't have Aadhaar address proof, then how to open it? I have no idea, because normally I have not come across such instances. Maybe with whatever earlier address proof he has got, with that we can open. And I don't think I'm not having any answer for this. What if a person does not have address proof? It can be like this. For example, some foreigner or somebody else from another part of the country coming to our place, and there he has not, I mean, if he has got a house, there is no problem. We can ask him to produce the lease deed. I told you, lease deed he has entered into with the owner. Then we have to check up about the genuineness of the lease deed. Otherwise, if he has been living there for some time, as I told you, you can ask for electricity card or Aadhaar. There is a electricity card or telephone card, address card. So this is how we have to suggest him. And even if that is not coming through, we have to ascertain from him where he is staying now. Supposing he is staying as a paying guest in a house, maybe we can ask a letter from the owner of the paying guest. But how far it is proof worthy, I don't know. Next one, what bank account do you have and related? They will ask questions. Which bank are you having account? Please do not tell 2, 3 bank account names. No. You have to tell only one bank account. They may ask side questions relating to that. Especially majority students tell State Bank of India account. So immediately they will ask who is the chairman of State Bank of India. Same way, I think I have already given the chairman's name of all the 12 public sector banks already in one of the videos in the last 20 days. Then, if it is a private sector bank, you just check up who is the chairman of that. Then there can be questions comparing State Bank of India or public sector bank with our, what is this, federal bank. You have to tell that is a public sector bank, this is a private sector bank. Like that, you should say. And don't say a public sector bank is always working for public, private sector bank is only working for profit. Don't use such things which are negative points against the bank. Do not tell those points. That is what
Sir,
it is. Yeah.
sir, actually, I have a bank account in private bank, sir. That is a Karur Vysya Bank. Suppose if they
Okay.
ask you like why you have chosen Karur Vysya Bank, like
You
when
can tell
is not
it is nearer to my house. Or
okay. Sir.
while studying in college, my Karur Vysya Bank had an extension counter and we were asked to open an account. Okay, like that you can
Sir,
manage. Like
Okay,
that
sir.
can
you
we
can.
say, sir, can we say that we have account in Federal Bank itself?
Yeah, if it is federal bank, fine. The next question for people who are not having federal bank account, especially Kerala people, will be why have you not opened a federal bank? So
Yes, sir.
if what is today's date? Friday, na? Tomorrow, if possible, please visit your nearest federal bank branch. Please visit your nearest federal bank branch. They will ask you, which is the nearest federal bank branch? Have you visited our branch? Why have you not visited? They will question like that. So please go, and also they will ask you after visiting that, what are your views regarding that branch? You always tell positive points about that branch. You tell them that the branch was functioning with about 6 or 7 people, and the people who were in the counter, they were standing in queues. The bank had provided accommodation for people to take seats, seating arrangement. They had also provided water. It was air conditioned, and people were all smile. All the staff members were smiling and doing service happily. Like that, you should tell positive points about our bank. That is your bank. That is Federal Bank. So that is how you have to manage. Other related questions means they will ask you, supposing you say Indian Overseas Bank, they will ask who is the chairman of Indian Overseas Bank, who is the MD, then where is the headquarters of Indian Overseas Bank. In for some lucky people, they will ask who tell me the names of 6 public sector banks. Princy Pandir, can you tell me names of 6 public sector banks? Princey,
Yes, sir. So one is State Bank of India. Second is Punjab National Bank. Uh, so I only knows two, if I'm not wrong.
Bank of Baroda is one.
Sir, Canada Bank.
Bank of Baroda, Canara Bank.
I
Fourth,
think UCO
Central
Bank
Bank
is
of
there.
India,
Indian Bank, UCO
Indian
Bank.
Overseas Bank.
Bank of India, Indian Overseas Bank.
Okay, six.
Bank of Maharashtra as well.
yeah. So many
Guaranteed
banks are
Bank.
there. Indian Bank, you have forgotten my bank. No job for you, Princey.
Sorry, sir. Sorry, sir. So my background is not I'm not from the banking background. Na? I'm from geography background, so I'm not familiar with the banks
You
more.
are living in
That's
which
why.
state? You are living in which
Uh,
state?
Sir, I'm in Delhi currently, but I'm from Uttar
Delhi,
Pradesh.
we have lot of branches.
I know, sir. Even my brother was also in the Federal Bank as well. He's in Rohtak branch as an
Oh,
associate.
very good, very good. So
Yes, sir.
next,
So he told me that you should visit our branch once
yeah,
after your GD. So I'm just preparing for the visit.
you must go to that branch and go, and if possible, go at around 2
Sir,
o'clock.
my nearest branch of Federal Bank is Janakpuri West. I know that.
You visit that and smile at the manager and tell him, manager, I am going for interview for probationary officers. I thought I can come and talk to you and get your good ideas and certain views, something like that. थोड़ा स्माइल करके बोलो, आपको आराम से वो बोल रहे, yes, 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 you are welcome to our bank. Yeah, our
Oh,
bank is
okay,
the
sir.
topmost bank. So you want to come see in our bank, we do like this, we do like that. He will tell you, listen to that and tell them this is what that manager told. Only plus points.
Okay, sir.
Okay, good.
Sir,
Then
was your bank Indian bank?
Indian bank means they will ask you questions like who is the MD of say, Indian bank now, Shanti Lal Jain. Then which bank was taken over by Indian bank? Allahabad Bank. How many branches are there? That much detail they will not ask. You understand? They won't ask you what is the deposit of that bank and all. That much they will not ask. And they may ask you which branch of Indian bank you have the account. How do you find the service in that branch? When did you visit that branch last time? This type of gossip questions they will be asking to find out whether you are able to remember and answer the queries properly. That is the reason. Nothing else. See, during interview, they want to know whether you have good communication skill. Are you feeling good about yourself? Can you communicate properly what you know? Because they will teach you during the training all the details about the bank schemes and all that. After knowing that, are you having the ability, interest, involvement, commitment, dedication to share those points to the customers? Bank job anybody else can do. Nowadays, there is no need for your remembering tables also, because everything is going to be done by your computer. Only thing is you should know how to open a computer and see the screen and tell details about it. Even that in many branches, some people are not that very comfortable with doing it, though they are working in the bank for so many years, especially old people like me. We lack that ability to operate the computer. Whereas the youngsters, they are very good. They are able to access it quickly and tell the details. So the related questions will be like that only. Why did you open account there and all that you can manage? How do banks generate profit apart from basic blending activities? Who can answer me this question? Hello,
Sir,
Bank
yes, sir.
charges
Sir, I can
are
answer.
there.
please tell me.
Yeah,
So
Venkat, go
besides
ahead.
basic lending activities, banks earn from cross-selling insurance products, mutual funds, and there are SMS charges levied by banks and email alerts through which they charge, and there are penal charges as well. So
Don't
these are
don't tell
some
SMS
extra.
charges. Don't tell SMS charges and all that. Tell service charges
Okay,
for various
okay,
activities
as service
such
charges,
as such as SMS charges,
email alerts,
minimum balance
SMS.
charges like that.
Annual maintenance charges.
Yeah, you can tell only one or two, not everything. Okay, very good.
Okay,
So that apart from that, there is one more income also, namely banks make investment in government securities. So they get interest on those government securities. Apart from this, banks also invest in shares. So they get a dividend from the companies. Banks invest in debentures. So they get interest on those debentures in respect. These are the extra income. Apart from this, the banks are getting, as you already told, non-fund based income like service charges, then guarantee commission, letter of credit commission, then locker rent. Banks, why they are providing this service? In order to give an extra service to customers. These locker services are provided. Why they are giving? Not because they are interested in you, but because they will get every year in rent from that, ranging from 2,000, 3,000 to 20,000, 30,000, like that per year. They will get in rental income from us. So that is what is known. And in the case of safe deposit locker, the relationship between banker and customer is that of banker is lessor, Lessor. Customer is lessee. It is similar to the relationship we have in the case of, say, house. Supposing you have a house, you are letting it out, you are known as lessor. The tenant who is coming is known as lessee. Could you follow? Applying the same principles,
Yes, sir.
what is the relationship between banker and customer in the case of deposit accounts? Commerce graduates, you must be able to answer this. In the case of bank deposits, what is the relationship between banker and customer? Drishya has come today? No. Drishya? No.
Yes, sir, I'm here.
Acha, acha. You have come.
Yes,
Very,
sir.
very, very good, very good. Okay, okay. Now, I was asking what is the relationship between banker and customer in respect of deposit accounts? Who can tell me? Nobody knows. It is banker is debtor, customer is creditor. Note it. Those who are non-commerce, note it. Banker is a debtor, customer is a creditor. And in the case of loan accounts, banker is a creditor, customer is a debtor. One who has taken loan is debtor. One who has given money is known as creditor. And in the case of collection of checks, banker is an agent, customer is the principal. Customer is principal. 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 Then next one. What is the relationship between banker and customer in the case of safe custody? What do you understand as safe custody, not locker? See, whenever somebody is making some will, Tamil, we call it as will. Whenever somebody makes a will, they can put it in a closed cover and give it to the bank with the name of nominee also mentioned therein, so that after the death of the particular, say, person who is giving that, it will be handed over to the nominee. And here the relationship is that of, what is that in the case of safe custody? Um, 1 minute, I'm not remembering it. 1 minute. In the case of safe custody, banker is a what is that? 1 minute. Google.co.in. In the case of safe custody in banks, relationship between banker and customer, mainly, let us ask, keeping in mind India. Trustee, something I'm not getting that. In the case of safe custody, banker assumed the position of trustee and banker assumed the position of trustee. Uh, he accepts securities or valuables from the customer for safe custody. The articles deposited with the bank for safe custody continue to be owned by customer, and customer is known as beneficiary. Banker is trustee, customer is beneficiary. That much is sufficient for that question. Now we were discussing about how do banks generate profit. Just tell like this. Banks get profit. Number one, basic income is from interest on loans. Number two, the other service charges they levy in respect of minimum balance or issue of debit card, credit card, etc. Then number three, banks invest in government securities, they get interest. Banks also invest in shares, they get dividend. Banks invest in debentures of other companies, they get
Sir,
interest from that. Yeah.
sir, what are debentures? Can you please explain?
Debenture means whenever a company wants money, they can raise money from the market by virtue of capital, equity share capital, in which case persons who are giving money to the bank are known as shareholders, and they are known as shareholders. And in the case of companies, sometimes they may want to raise money. So what they do, they go to the market and raise money. In the case of debentures, debenture is a document by which the person who has got surplus money gives to the company. Company takes the money on the understanding they will pay interest at agreed percentage to the debenture holder. And in this debenture, there are different types of debentures. Convertible debenture. Convertible debenture means the debenture holders who have the right to get it converted into shares of the company are known as convertible debenture holders. Other type of shares are non-convertible debenture, where it cannot be converted into, say, shares. Apart from that, there can be other differences like cumulative debentures, where they are not paying you the interest, and the interest also earns interest. Whereas in the case of normal debentures, the interest is paid once in a year. Debenture holders have priority for their interest before the shareholders. Shareholders will get dividend only if the company makes profit. Okay, that's what it is. Then tell 5 points about Indian banking system. This question, you all come with answers tomorrow. Tomorrow, when you come with whatever answers you want to tell about Indian banking system, and all points should be favorable points, not against points. Next one, what is meant by CASA in banks. CASA means current account and savings account. Current account and savings account. Next question they will ask whether banks will ask for more of CASA or less of CASA. The answer is banks would like to have
Less of
more of CASA, because CASA, the funds, the cost of funds is very less. If a bank takes money under fixed deposit or recurring deposit, in both cases the interest rate is same, considering the period for which the deposit is opened. Now, the interest rate for fixed deposit is higher than the interest rate paid in respect of savings account. And one more reason, in the case of current account, no interest is paid by the bank. So the cost of funds will be very low. When the cost of funds is relatively low, bank will be able to make more profit. So all the banks want more of CASA deposit. I think percentage of CASA deposit of Federal Bank is over 40% or something. Anybody knows? I have already given in the material. In the material, I have given you 300 pages questions. First few pages will have information about the Federal Bank. Just go through that. There, the deposit details as on 30th June are given. If before you are going for the interview, if we get details of deposit advances as on 30th September, I will post it and you can tell that. Very good. So now where are we? CASA. Apart from that, another deposit is known as FARA. FARA means fixed deposit account and recurring deposit account. Fixed deposit, minimum 7 days, maximum 10 years. The deposit is kept for a fixed period to be withdrawn after that, and interest being paid every quarter. And if he wants every month, it will be at discounted rate, or he has to wait for first 2 months. From the third month, the interest will be paid to the depositor. In the case of deposits, you have two types of deposits. One is normal fixed deposit, where interest is paid quarterly. Another is cumulative fixed deposit, where interest is paid on interest, compound interest. Minimum period 7 years, maximum period 10 years. In case they want foreclosure, it can be foreclosed and given, in which case the interest rate will be less, considering the period for which deposit has been with the bank. Next point is that RD. RD minimum 6 months, maximum how many months? 120 months. Recurring deposit is a scheme which we open by paying same amount every month between first and last working day of the month. If
Sir, can you please repeat once again a recurring deposit account?
recurring deposit is a deposit scheme whereby the depositor agrees to pay same amount every month for a fixed period, minimum 6 months, maximum 120 months. And if the installment is not paid within that month, penal charges will be levied. And nowadays, variable recurring deposit has come. That is, you can keep the deposit with 2-3 months. Then suddenly, when you have got an increment, you can increase the installment in RD also. But sometimes After a few months, you find your income has gone down. You want to reduce it, that can also be done. That is known as variable, but don't worry about that. Don't tell about that. Simply say RD is like this: minimum 6 months, maximum 10 years. And if he wants loan against it, on the amount paid, the customer can get 90% loan. Same thing applies to fixed deposit also, whereby 90% of the deposit can be given as loan. You will pay 2% more interest than what you are getting from the bank. This is what it is. In the case of savings bank, there are some points. Like savings bank, there are restrictions on withdrawals. And when withdrawal is exceeded, there will be charges. Current account, there are no charges. Savings account, nominal interest of 2.7% or so is paid per annum, whereas current account, no interest is paid. On the other hand, depending on the number of transactions in current account, service charges will be levied. Do you follow? So that's what it is. Service charges will be levied. Good. Next point is, where are we now? What do you understand by goodwill and patents, guarantees, and letter of credit in banking? This question is mainly for commerce graduates. So goodwill means it is a intangible asset that which cannot be felt or seen. For example, when B company wants to buy A company, and when the value of the assets of A company comes to 4.5 crores, however, B company is paying 4.6 crores money to the A company because A company has created a reputation and goodwill in the market. So that money, that is 0.1 crore, is known as goodwill. Similarly, patents. Whenever a new product is found, they don't want it to be used by others. And for that, these people have rights. For that right, it commands some value. So that is known as patents. Now, guarantee is issued.
Sir,
Yeah.
sir, for patents, does they provide intellectual property rights?
No, it comes under that only. That is, but not normally for our discussions and all, that much is not required. Simply, you understand patents means some extra payment made to the old company by a new company for the valuation they have had. The extra valuation it commands. Okay. For example, the name like Airtel, Geo, Tata, this itself commands respect in the market. Everybody cannot start a cell phone company with Geo as the name, with Airtel as the name. So that value is given as goodwill. Guarantee, it's a document issued by a bank on behalf of its customer to the third party, agreeing to pay to the third party in case in case the guarant guarantor, guarantor is our bank. In case the party fails to perform certain agreed obligations, for example, construction of bridge, construction of road, something like that. When they fail to do that, bank will repay. Letter of credit comes normally in the case of imports, where an importer's bank will open a letter of credit favoring the exporter, agreeing to pay the exporter the provided he exports goods within the date prescribed and on the terms and conditions agreed by the importer. Once that exporter exports as per the conditions given in the order placed or the and also the letter of credit, the bank which is taking it for collection can send it to our issuing bank, and issuing bank will make payment of the money immediately. Normally, what they will do, they will ask the importer to provide the funds ready with them. And even if the funds are not provided ready by the importer, the importing bank has to honor the letter of credit provided the exporter has carried out the conditions given in the letter of credit it has opened. In the letter of credit, there will be more conditions that they should send this much of goods. They must send packed in this manner. They must send it through flight or through ship, what something like that. And they must export before this date. All these conditions they should follow. If he follows, the exporter will get the money from the importing bank. Next one, what are some public sector banks and private banks in Andhra Pradesh? So I don't know why it is given like this. Maybe you can prepare for your state also. Number of public sector today 12, number of private sector 21, and number of foreign banks 42, number of RRBs 43, number of payment banks 6, number of small finance banks 11. What is savings bank current account? I've already explained. What are term loans? Term loan means bank gives loan to the borrower and the borrower agrees to repay the same on in installments along with interest. Credit card is a facility where the bank sanctions a credit limit to the card holder, and the card holder can use that card and purchase commodities or withdraw cash, and he has to repay the money before the due date given in the credit card statement. And if he fails to pay within the date given, he has to pay interest, which is very high. Sometimes interest rate as 3% per month also. So this is credit card. Debit card is your ATM card, which can be used for withdrawing money from ATM, for purchasing, say, commodities through e-commerce, for purchasing, say, articles from the shops, in which case our account will be debited immediately. No charges for that one. Retail banking is banks opening branches in various parts of the country whereby they try to render service to the customers individually, not as, say, corporate banking. Corporate banking is one where they render service to limited companies like Tata's, Birla's, Bombay Dyeing, Geo, Airtel, something like that. So many big companies. That is corporate banking. That is also wholesale banking is where they render only wholesale transactions. Not, they don't do individual transactions. Finance and insurance. Finance means receiving money from the public and making a payment, giving loans to the public. That is finance. Insurance is where we pay premium to the insurance company and cover the cover the risks cover the risk arising out of it. For example, life insurance and general insurance. Under general insurance, we have famous motor vehicle insurance. Then we also have, say, fire insurance, burglary insurance, flood insurance, then, say, travel insurance, like that. So many types of general insurance policies are there. In the case of general insurance policies, on payment of premium, a risk is covered. Mortgage loans or loans granted by the banks to the customers on the security of a fixed say house property or land. By taking the title deeds of the property as security from the customer, bank gives loan that is known as mortgage. See, there are three types of famous charges. First charge is mortgage. This comes in the case of fixed assets or house property or landed properties. Another one is movable goods pledge. This comes in the case of gold loan, where the jewel is given as security to the bank and the bank retains the same in its custody and gives the loan. On repayment of the loan, the jewel will be returned. So that is known as that is custody. Trustee, beneficiary and trustee. Yeah. Then next one, this is known as pledge. PLEDGE. In this case, ownership lies with the borrower, possession lies with the banker. The same thing in the case of movable goods like scooter, car, and also some movable goods available in the shops. They are charged to the bank by way of hypothecation. HYPOTHECATION, hypothecation. In that case, the possession lies in the hands of the borrower himself. Ownership also lies in the hands of borrower. But if the borrower fails to repay the loan, the banker has a right to take possession of the property and bring it for sale. That is, in the case of cars, the security charge will be entered in the RC book of the car, and the details will be entered in the insurance policy also, that this has been charged to the bank. And in the case of insurance company, if the vehicle meets with an accident and the payment is made by the insurance company, the payment will first be made to the bank. Similarly, in the case of, say, this is for, say, in the case of pledge, yeah, for the vehicle name and also RC book. If the payment is not made, banker will take possession and bring the property for sale under SurfaceC Act and bring it for sale. In which case, that is why normally earlier banks were having duplicate key and all that. Nowadays they are not taking duplicate key, because you can make it easily and then take possession of the property in case the loan is not repaid in time. Wealth management is some wealthy individuals having 30 lakhs and above money, they will come and give the responsibility to the bank, telling them, I want to take high risk. I want high returns. So you please invest. Based on that, the banker will ask him to invest in, say, mutual funds or certain companies' shares, equity shares, where risk is more. But where a customer like me, old man, goes and says, I have this much money, but I don't want to take much risk. In which case, the banker will advise him to deposit in public provident fund or government securities where the original principal is safe and interest is also safe. And for doing such advices, banker charges commission. This is known as wealth management advisory services. Investment banking also is like this, where the banks will be giving money to borrowers for starting of new companies, new enterprises on a large scale. So that is known as investment banking. Best wishes. Right now it is 9 o'clock. Tomorrow I want to have a class at 5. I have given my timetable in such a way that I am free from 5 to 6. So I will meet you. Those who are interested, please come and listen to me. These are nothing new. These are all provided in thousands of videos I have created and posted. But only problem is it is difficult for you to identify where it is available. So all that problem is now sorted out when I am answering all these questions one after the other. But I am really doubtful whether I will be able to answer all the questions. But whatever it is, the mock interviews have already started, and it will continue tomorrow, and it will go for 10 to 15 minutes only because I'm running short of time. And also, next point is, your second interview also we are arranging quickly, because now that they have already informed the date of interview, this the bank is doing with a very, I don't know, they don't want you to have more time to prepare. That is why they have